Okay, okay, I took over the stream for now, photos, because obviously that happened. So I guess I'll take over. I guess I'm not. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. But I guess there were a little bit of technical issues. But we are back up and running now, bunching up behind the safety car. Now Ishigo, interestingly, is actually now leading the way. I think Hobwob. Yeah, Hobwob actually pitted. So Hobwob going an alternate strategy, going on the mediums already. He might have to pit again, because I'm not sure if those mediums will go to the rest of this race. We'll have to see. But now Ishigo leads the way under the safety car, ahead of Father Korn. Then it's Shredder. It's a double Haas podium at the time being. Right behind is Crusade, Ethab, then Henchman rounding off the top 5. And there was a bit of a mix-up while we were offline, but we're back. Yeah, I'm not sure what that was, but luckily you're back, and well, the stream is back up, so it's good to know. It's a good thing I put up the backup in case this happened. And oh no! Wait, what's happened? Ethab is out.
Oh.
I am not sure what happened there, but now he is DNF'd and is the first retirement out of this Grand Prix. I'm trying to get a good look on what happened. I think he might have lost it on the exit of 12? 13? Not entirely sure, but Ethab, he was running very well, but now he's out, so that's not gone well for him.
It's loading into the lobby now. I think, thankfully, it was a safety car, so nothing important happened. But I just saw that. I saw the replay of the stream of that incident that caused the safety car. That was a huge pile up in turn 2. The same as last season, basically, where someone just missed their braking point and cars didn't ghost and people broke their front wings. But, ouch.
I actually kind of called that a while ago. I actually said that turn 2 may be a bit of mayhem at turn 1. I guess a bit of commentator's curse pre-race.
Oh, wow.
I didn't say it on stream, but I said it in the Tier 4 chat, so I kind of called that.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I want to call anything else now.
Yeah, but Hobwob and Phantom pitting for the mediums. Beneficial, risky. We'll have to wait and see to the later stages of the race. They're obviously going to have more grip than Ichigo, Father Korn, and Shredder, of course. These softs usually die off really quickly, but they do manage to go for a substantial, lengthy period of time. 10, 11 laps, I think, around there, maybe more.
I'm not 100% sure, but the one thing I definitely would have to note in this is the softs at the start don't exactly do that well. I had a bit of experience there in realistic tier. I wasn't exactly pulling away from the AlphaTauri of Crispy, so the softs don't exactly do well. So the top 3 are really going to have to do something if they want to try and pull away and then pit and just either, 1, wait for everyone else to pit, or 2, just try and catch up to the pack. But that it's going to be an interesting call. I suspect the safety car will be in this lap, and Ishigo will lead the way once again. He led in Monaco last week. He is leading once again.
And unlike Monaco, you don't really get a short run to turn 1 and not many tight walls. So this Father Korn, or Corny as some people call him, he can get a slipstream from him if he does time his start right and get that first place off the start. So Ichigo just slowing everyone up right now.
Yep, and I suspect he's probably going to go as late as possible to shorten the run down into turn 1. He does not want anybody catching his slipstream. He is weaving, so he's trying to get tire temperature in those softs. Luckily, those softs do heat up a little bit more than the medium, so hopefully he's got enough grip. But it's a question as to when will he go, and when will Korn manage to catch him out? And he's going now. So Ishigo will lead turn 1. I think that caught Father Cornell a little bit, because now Shredder is now pressurizing. Race is now resumed. Shredder now going to try and go around the outside of turn 1. Does he get the move done? No, he doesn't, so he'll stay behind. Oh, he gets really on the curb. That's going to allow Henchman to maybe sneak up on the inside. But Father Corn losing it a bit at turn 2, so he did not get a good exit there. But Ishigo leads ahead of Father Corn and Shredder, the top 3 staying where they are. Then it's Henchman. Hoblob, though, he's really close to the back of the Williams. We'll see if he can do anything about that. Remember, he pitted. He was leading this race before. So he's on those mediums now. He's going to have to push and get to those soft runners because he does not want them to pull away. And Phantom's slotting right behind as well. Hoblob just really pressurizing the Williams of Henchman. He's going to want to do something. But now 8/10 between Ishigo and Father Corn. Ishigo having quite a bit of pace around the streets of Baku. But Father Corn now starting to close up that gap a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. DRS will not be available for the first 2 laps after safety car. But it'll be available in, I would say, lap 6. And you have to be within 1 second if you want that DRS. Right now, Henchman doesn't have the DRS on Shredder. 1.2 between them. So that's going to hurt Henchman rather than help him. As Hoblob's still on the back of him. Phantom is on the back of Hoblob too. Look at these 3. Hoblob on the back of Henchman and Phantom on the back of Hoblob. It's now going to be basically just a slipstream down into turn 1. There's a yellow flag. That's Father Corn. Father Corn is spun.
Oh, that's not good from the AlphaTauri driver on his debut. Yep, getting more damage. So, thankfully, that's not a safety car, but he's going to have to limp back into the pits and stay alone for most of the race. Going back into the race, there's a lot of position changes. Hoblob is now... Oh, whoa, okay, wow. Okay, a lot of carnage actually happening.
Someone spun.
Spin. Yep, that is another spin. That is Deemer on the softs. He was running inside the top 10 during that safety car.
Wait a minute.
Now,
sorry to interrupt here. Phantom has passed Hoblob. That is crucial.
You're right, it is. He leads the medium runners coming into the second sector now.
Yep, Father Corn is into the pits to change his front wing, but that is ideal for Phantom because he's ahead of his championship rival, Janesb, in which Janesb is actually down in P8. He's not entirely making up all these positions, but he's right on the back of KP21. He needs to get past both, basically the sister team, because look who's ahead. Both the Red Bulls, the white Red Bulls. He's gonna want to make quick. I'm not sure what the term is, but he wants to get past those 2 drivers as soon as possible. He is on the back of KP21. He is in the slipstream, but he's not gonna make a move just yet. He's probably gonna wait until the main straight, because that's really the best shot at overtaking. 8/10 now between Phantom and Shredder. That is crucial as that gap is actually going down ever so much more. Avi went a little bit wide there at the exit of 16.
That's Shredder
it's a yellow flag. Shredder!
That S section is proving really, really deadly to most of these drivers. And that is going to allow Ichigo to pit and get a free pit stop. I wouldn't say free pit stop, but just a pit stop from his rivals. I'm not sure if that will prove beneficial to against Hoblob and Phantom.
Let's not forget though, people in realistic tier, they pitted on lap 6 and they were able to make those mediums last to the end of the race. So by Ishigo being able to go into the pits on lap 6, this has proved extremely crucial. He's in P9. We'll have to see how that goes on though. There's actually a bunch of action in the pits. Redeemer, Valkyrie, Butters, and Slayer all in the pits, either to change their front wing or to change their tires. Bit of split from everyone. You got mediums, hards, softs, and hards. Ideally, Valkyrie and Slayer going on to the hards, Butters on the softs, which is a bit of an interesting call from the Mercedes driver. But now the safety car is out. Phantom is now leading the way. He is leading the second of 2 safety cars. They're not at the safety car just yet, but the race is pretty much neutralized. But this is gonna help Phantom, but it's also gonna help Ishigo as well, as he's gonna bunch everyone. And Henchman gets a drive-through penalty.
All these front runners who started it basically inside the top 5 is just they're just fading away, each one of them. Janesb had a really slow start. I mean, Hobbob was okay, I would say. Henchman getting that 5-second. Shredder and Korn both spinning out and retiring. Well, Shredder retiring, but Father Korn is still lucky enough to stay in this Grand Prix. Phantom leads. The race is now under his control. Everyone in the top 11 is on mediums, but they all of them basically have pitted on different laps and started on these tires basically. Really, really interesting when these tires will start to degrade for each one of them.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Henchman is in the pits. He's not able to serve his drive-through, though, so that has not gone well for the Williams. But yeah, Phantom, he started P2 or P3 in this race. I'm not entirely sure. I'll check the position change. He started P3, so he's up 2 positions of where he was. He did pit early on that first safety car. So it's proved crucial for Phantom as Janesb is down in P5. If things stay the way they are, Phantom will take the lead of this championship, but there's still a long, long way to go in this race as it's only lap 7. But yeah, everyone just starting to bunch up behind the safety car for the time being. And I'm not sure how long the safety car will stay out. We'll just have to wait on how fast Father Korn can catch up to the pack. But yeah, race neutralized, and it's seeming that the top 5 is not really a place you want to be in, unless you're Phantom and Hobwob, I suppose.
Yeah. Lap 7, and we've already had 2 safety cars.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not a repeat
Monaco
of
didn't have
realistic.
safety cars.
Yeah, Monaco
Baku
did not
is the
have
exact
safety cars.
opposite. Yeah. But yeah, it's a bit of a polar opposite, I guess you could say. They're both street tracks, but Monaco, despite having 5 DNFs there were surprisingly no safety cars. 2 DNFs, and there's already 2 safety cars, so it's a bit of a weird situation how that is. And like you said, realistic tier had the exact same thing. I think they actually had 5 safety cars, where the maximum is 4, so kind of breaking the rules. I'm not entirely sure if that is the truth, but from what I know, I think it was 5 safety cars. It felt like that. But yeah, there's already 2 safety cars done, and we're only on lap 7.
Hopefully it's not a repeat of realistic, like I said again, 5 safety cars. 2 retirements, only 2 retirements now in this Grand Prix out of 18 drivers. 16 drivers remain, and a lot of them have already made a pit stop. Wow, every single one of these drivers have made a pit stop except RJL. So RJL has something in mind. Does he want to go long instead of all these other runners? Janesb already in the pits as well.
That's an interesting call. He might go onto the mediums here. We'll have to wait and see. He pulls up to his grid spot. Is he on those medium compounded tires? No.
No,
he's on the softs. Yeah, that is a very, very interesting strategy. Maybe Janesb is contemplating for more safety cars, as is RJL, because if you look, RJL, he's on the mediums.
Or
everyone else near him is on the mediums. He hasn't pitted yet, so I think he's opting for a late race safety car so he can go onto the softs and make a charge. And considering he's sitting P3 in the moment, so far the strategy for RJL has gone very well.
yeah, and Henchman and Valkyrie as well, both on the hards. They want to go to the end of this race, I think. Well, that's what I'm assuming from both of these drivers. They're gonna fall back compared to Butters and I wouldn't say Slayer, but Redeemer, Korn, and Janesb.
We'll have to wait and see. As last time, I suspect that the safety car will be in this lap, so Phantom will lead the way on lap 8. Ahead of Hobwob. These two could be one to watch out for at the start of this Grand Prix. They're on the same lap, old mediums. They are 1 and 2, and Janesb, championship leader, all the way down in P16. He's going to have to do something if he wants to get up there and possibly get a 3rd straight win. We'll have to find out. But we're coming closer to the Sector 3 split. I suspect that it should be in Just have to wait and find out for the official calling. Everyone is bunched up, so we'll see. Confirmation. Safety car is in this lap. So now, Phantom leads the way, and he will decide when they will start. He'll probably pull exactly what Ishigo did on the first safety car. Bunch everybody up. Make sure that their tires are cold so he can get his tires warm. And if you look, he's already weaving at the moment, trying to keep temperature, trying to gain temperature on those mediums. They will not heat up as much as the softs, but they'll heat up better than the hards. So he's just trying everything he can do. But yeah, just a long, long wait. We'll have to see if he can go. He's not accelerating or braking. He's kind of keeping it stationary for the time being. He's going to go now. So Phantom is now going to go. And whether that's caught Hobblewop, Butters and Valkyrie and... Oh, wait, no, sorry. Hedgemanor had the drive-through, but Butters and Valkyrie colliding. There's a bit of a switch up at the back, but they can't exactly overtake, so they'll have to get those positions back. Race is now resumed, though. Phantom now leads the way ahead of Hobblewop. Then it's the two Red Bulls of KP21. There's a bit of a position change in his henchman. Oh, that is a Ferrari. That is Tacos. He has spun on the exit of turn 1. He doesn't have damage, though, so he'll be able to continue on, but that's not gone well for the Ferrari driver. And compared to BaldguyRacin, who's currently sitting in P7, KP21 right on the back of his teammate right now. Not quite making a move just yet. There's a bit of a position change. Valkyrie and Sprightly changing for P8. Valkyrie, I believe, getting ahead of his teammate on the hards. Let's not forget that. Valkyrie is the highest runner on the hards. We'll have to see if he can translate something out of this. He's getting a little bit squirrely, though. Bit of a position change now for P3. I think RJL just let KP21 by. And if you look at the driver's table, KP21 is ahead of RJL in the standing, so he's helping his teammate, trying to maximize the amount of points. But look at the gap between P2 and P3, 2.7 already. So the top two already pulling way ahead of the other drivers. There's a yellow flag, and that is Redeemer. He is spun on the exit of turn 13, I believe. Just more, it's not gone well for the Alfa Romeo compared to the other Alfa Romeo, who is leading this race 1.1 ahead of Hobblewop. So he definitely has the pace right now, and he is gonna lead the first lap of, well, who knows really. Valkyrie is now ahead of BaldguyRacin. Sprightly has fallen down a couple positions. Look at how close these guys are. They can possibly go 4 wide, 3 wide, who knows? They're nearly 4 wide in the back for P9. No, sorry, P10. RJL is in the pits. Who's going to come out on top in this battle? So far, Slayer staying ahead of Butters. Sprightly trying to go around the outside of Father Corn. Doesn't get the move done. No, Father Corn is now going to come back on the inside of turn 2. And he does get the position. Oh, but Butters gets really squirrely and nearly hits Father Corn. That's allowing James B, who's on those softs, to get ahead of those drivers. Now up into P9. These drivers are already really going at it. It's only lap 10. And now James B from P16 is now up into P9. He's going to be one to watch out for. Ishigo is now past Avi for P4, I think. Yeah, he did it in between turn 5 and turn 6. No, sorry, turn 4 and turn 5. Now James B is ahead of Butters. Butters getting really squirrely, and be careful because Father Corn is right behind. I'm not sure if Butters has damage, but he's not exactly got the pace. Now he has damage. He's hit the wall, and he no longer has a front wing. That's going to hurt Sprightly and Tacos as they're going to get held up at the castle section. But that allows Father Corn up into P9 behind his teammate, James B, in which James B, look at that, he's already on the back of the Alpine of Slayer. Slayer, in which is really carrying the French flag right now at the time being. But James B, look how much grip he has compared to him. No doubt he's going to go for a move here. Does he get the exit? Actually, Slayer ran really wide. James B is now up into P7. They're going wheel to wheel, though. James B managing to hold off the Alpine for the time being. I think James B got a little squirrely there. Slayer is right on the back of the AlphaTauri. They're now going wheel to wheel on the main straight. Slayer on the left. James B on the right. Does Slayer have the slipstream? Or no, sorry, the straight line speed compared to James B? Yes, he does. And he now moves up into P7 as Tacos now moves up into P10 ahead of Sprightly. But Sprightly actually fighting it back on the inside. Late break. He manages to get it done. but Tacos is going to have it now on the inside. Does he get make the move? No, he doesn't, so he'll slot behind, no doubt, for the DRS. Sprightly, though, getting really squirrely. Then Tacos has the DRS. And whether he'll make a move here or not, he's going to try and go around the outside at turn 3. One of the main overtaking opportunities. A bit of contact, and Tacos is nearly in the wall. Not really close between them, but so far no damage between them. And Slayer and Janesb had a bit of a moment between the two. And Janesb has come out on top and now has moved himself up into P7. Look at Father Korn, though. He's trying to go around the outside. He doesn't get the move done. I'm not sure if
he's going to get the switch back.
He's going to get it done. Yeah, he does. He gets the switch back. But Slayer,
that doesn't work, guys. That doesn't work.
The castle section is not a place you want to overtake, and that is exactly why Slayer and Father Korn have collided. Korn no longer has a front wing, and I suspect... Actually, no, Slayer doesn't have damage, but that could possibly go down. Yeah, no one decided to yield, but, especially Father Korn didn't want to yield. Slayer did not want to yield, although I suspect he was quite a ways behind, but that's not gone well for him. But he will stay in P10. Father Korn will no doubt have to pit in this race. Look back over to P7 and P6. Janesb on the back of the Williams right now. He's going to try and challenge for P6. He's got the DRS. He's got the slipstream. Is he going to get an easy move? He pulls to the right-hand side, and he's going to try and go around the outside. And he easily clears the Williams. And I believe that KP21 and Ishigo are getting a bit of a tussle. Yes, they are. Ishigo on the inside of KP21. Doesn't get the move done before turn 3. He has the inside. KP21 could possibly try and go for a bit of a switchback, but he doesn't get it done. So they'll slot. They'll stay where they are now. And Ishigo up into P3. Wow, a lot of excitement.
Yep, that's Butters gone. Oh, that's another driver affected by that final S section.
Another safety car.
Yeah, that's a third, I think, or fourth. I lost count. Oh my. But
it would be the third safety car to confirm that. But at least this time we had quite a lot of racing going on this time. But it's the third safety car. We're on lap 12 of 26, and that is our third retirement of Butters. Butters just not having a good time. Slayer gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car, so the Alpine just having more drama for him. But yeah, Butters, another DNF and another non-point scoring finish. It has gone terribly for the Mercedes, but safety car's out, race is neutralized. Phantom still leading this Grand Prix, but what will he do in this safety car? Will he pit? Will he stay out? And will Hobwob or Ishigo follow suit? We'll have to see. Phantom, he's on the main straight. Does he go into the box? Yes, he does. So, Phantom is going to pit in this race. Does Hobwob follow suit? Yes, he does. What about Ishigo? Ishigo pits as well. KP21, he also pits as well. Valkyrie, who's on those hards, undoubtedly stays out. So Valkyrie is now going to be leading this Grand Prix. Remember, Valkyrie does not have the best of stats at the moment. Only have 1 points finish, and that is P1. Well, Valkyrie's now sitting P1 at the time being, but he has a 5-second, and look who's behind him, Phantom, on those medium compounded tires, so Phantom will undoubtedly have a pace advantage. And Phantom, because everyone else is pitting, he has stayed in the top 2. Same with Hobwob. Hobwob is now in P3. Janesb, our championship leader, now sitting in P7. But interestingly, he's on the hards. Bit of an interesting call there.
Yeah. I just want to point out Tacos as well, who stayed out. 10-lap old mediums. I'm not sure. He could probably pull it off and try and make it. 26 laps. Sorry. Yeah. He's going to make... Hold on. Let me... Yeah. 23 laps, I think, on those mediums. I don't know if you have to pit again or not. But Janesb, can I just say, he pulled off his strategy extremely well on the softs, overtaking everyone, knowing when to overtake, knowing when not to overtake, and that safety car came into his luck, and he's now into P7 again on the hards. So maybe he'll just wait and see until the mediums start degrading, and he'll start pulling some positions. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and compared to the top 10, almost everyone is on the mediums except for Janesb, Henchman, Avi, and one who's leading this race, Valkyrie. So it's going to be interesting how that plays out. But the one thing to mainly look out for is the people who have pitted underneath the safety car onto the mediums. Phantom, Hallblob, Ishigo, KB21. We can see a bit of a charge from these drivers in this race. It's lap 13 of 26. When we cross the line, we'll have officially passed halfway in this race. It's felt like forever since we passed halfway. Well, we're about to in just a moment's time. Your podium at the moment. This could definitely change, though. The podium right now, Valkyrie, Phantom, Hobwob. But Valkyrie on those softs, and, hards. And Tacos, actually, you mentioned him before, he's pitted. So that's a very interesting call. He goes onto the hard compound of tires, so he's probably going to wait out and see if the mediums will die off. I'm just looking at the position change at the time being. Look where Valkyrie is compared to where he started. He started, I believe, P17.
Now up into P1, he's gonna have to defend. He's gonna have to defend against 4 medium runners, fresh medium runners behind him, and I mean, after that second safety car, he's done it. He has a bit of experience now defending from Tier 4 drivers 3 laps ago, but he's gonna have to do it again against more faster driver. Well, not faster, but more, how do I put it? More people up in the grid. So definitely, and he's on older tires now as well. So he's gonna have to defend against all his might, or he might not just defend not at all. Really, let everyone by if they get the chance.
We shall see, and I just want to mention though, who the man who's running P2, Phantom. If we go back over to the first race of this season, remember Phantom, he started on pole position but fell down to basically last. He went back up to first, then down to 10th, and then back up to first again thanks to his racecraft. So that is an ideal situation for Phantom. He's currently sitting P2. He's going to use that advantage of knowing when to overtake, how to overtake, and try and get past Valkyrie as soon as possible. Same with Hobwob. Hobwob definitely has a racecraft to try and get past Valkyrie as well. Safety car's in this lap, so the field will now bunch up, and it's now Valkyrie's discretion as to whether they will go. But it's going to be interesting because racecraft is probably going to prove who will ideally just perform the best, and ideally just staying out of trouble. Because if you stay out of trouble, then you should ideally have a good time. There's a bit of a position change near the back. Janesb and Henchman. Not sure if Henchman overtook or not. I'm not entirely sure. But the field is now starting to bunch up. Valkyrie, once again, just warming up those tires at the time being. When will Valkyrie go? Now! Valkyrie's already gone now. Has that caught out Phantom? Looks like it almost has, actually. But Phantom, in that slipstream, race is now resumed. And, well, there's a bunch of action going on. Ishigo goes for a dive on Hobwob. That is very audacious from him. And they're going wheel to wheel. Ishigo into turn 2. Has the inside. Hobwob has the outside to make a little bit of contact. Hobwob managing to stay in P3. Look at Janesb, though. He got ahead of KB21. He's now on the back of the Haas. Can he try and go for a move? He's definitely looking. Doesn't make the move just yet. Look at the front 2, though. Phantom getting really close to the McLaren of Valkyrie. These two have raced before. They know how to race against each other. Phantom going to try and go around the outside of turn 5. Now has the inside. Phantom has the move done. So Phantom has now moved up into P1 and is going to try and pull away. Valkyrie having a little bit of a look, though, but just stays behind for now. There's a yellow flag, and that's Slayer. Slayer is now out of this race. Hobwob is out as well.
What happened with Hobwob?
Is that going to be a safety car? Yes, it is. That is the 4th safety car in this race. And Hobwob and Slayer, the 2 retirements in this race. Hobwob, in which he started from pole position. Oh, I just feel pain for him.
Interesting.
I think
it's heartbreak for Hobwob.
I'm
really.
thinking about it. I'm looking at the chat right now. Bailey said something about Ishigo. Could Ishigo have possibly collided with the Aston Martin? That is the question. Because Ishigo, he was running up in the top 5. He's now fallen down to P8. He doesn't have damage. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. But now, safety car is out. Everyone will bunch up once again. This time, everyone's a lot closer this time around. We could possibly see some pit stops. Phantom, Valkyrie, Janesb, those top 3 staying out. Henchman, though, he goes into the box. He is on those hards, let's not forget, so he's probably going to change into something different. Father Korn is also in as well, so that is a very interesting call from the AlphaTauri. Sprightly and Redeemer also into the pits as well, but Henchman, what tire does he go on? I think that's the softs.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think the softs will make it to the end.
It's going to be tight, but it's definitely possible. We'll have to see. But Henchman, he's going to be, I think, the lead soft runner of those that have pitted. I'm not sure if the lead's... Actually, no, it is the lead soft runner, period. Everyone behind has pitted on those softs. Henchman, Redeemer, Korn, Bald Guy. And if you remember, Bald Guy, he may be sitting P13 at the moment, but alternate strategies, interestingly, have worked out for him. So we'll have to see what the Ferrari can do. And he's had a top 4 running ever since the 3rd race of the season. So be on the lookout for him. But ideally, we just have to look out for the lead soft runner, Henchman. He's on brand new softs. He's going to come up to the back of Tacos, who's on those hards. He undoubtedly has a pace advantage. But is he going to have enough to overtake everyone and possibly take the lead? We'll have to see.
Yeah, 4 people, including Redeemer, are on fresh softs, and now that the safety car is bunching all of them up, I expect to see them fighting for the top positions and overtaking the people with older mediums and hards in front of them to fight possibly for the top 5, maybe even podium. People like Henchman, Redeemer as well. Korn, he qualified really high in his debut. Maybe he can make up a couple positions. Bald Guy as well, and Sprightly.
It's gonna be very, very interesting. You do not want to tune out just yet, everybody. There are still around, I think, when the safety car comes in, which should be on this lap, because we are now going to go on to lap 16 or 17. I'll double check that. We are on lap 17, so the safety car will most likely go in this lap. So we will have, if I have my math correctly, I think possibly 8 laps of racing. I could be wrong though. But it's going to be a very interesting end to this Grand Prix. And, well, there's a lot to watch out for. Can Phantom manage to retain the lead and gain some points on his championship rival, who's currently sitting P3, by the way, Janesb? Can he gain points on his rival, KB21? Can he get another podium around here? He already has, I believe, 3 podiums, so he wants to add a 4th to his collection. Avi has had a bit of an up and down race, needless to say, in an up and down season. He's currently sitting in P5. Can he work something out on those hards? RJL, who hasn't been up to pace with his teammate, can he pull something out of this? Can he beat his teammate? We'll have to see about that. Ishigo, he's flying the flag for Haas. He's the only Haas driver out there right now. He's been doing very well in this race. He's currently sitting P7. We'll have to see what he can do. Tacos has had a bit of a lackluster race, but he's currently sitting in P8 ahead of his teammate. Can he beat his teammate? I think for the 2nd time or the 1st time. I'm not entirely sure. Henchman, he is really the one to watch out for because he is on those softs. He is going to have a pace advantage over everyone. He's going to absolutely send it. Same with Redeemer. Same with Father Korn. Same with Sprightly, although he is on those mediums, but he still has a pace advantage. And Bald Guy is also going to be one to watch out for as he has good racecraft. Safety car's in this lap. So be prepared, everyone. This could be a very chaotic end to this Grand Prix. Safety car is in, so now it's Phantom's discretion. You do not want to tune out.
honestly, I still think anyone can win this race. It's Azerbaijan. A lot of chaos can happen, as you saw in lap 1, turn 2. This season and last season, we have a new person leading the safety car once again. Behind him, Valkyrie and the rest of the medium and hard runners. And then there is the soft runners, like you said, who can make up a lot of positions. When will Phantom go? That is the question. Valkyrie is really close to him, and the field is really bunched up. But Phantom's still going. There he goes. Valkyrie gets a very good reaction time. So does Janesb and KB21 getting pressured by Avi there. The field is still really close. There's going to be a few position changes coming into turn 1, but the top 5 still remains the same. Ichigo and RJL battling a bit there. Ichigo has to yield the position, and Henchman and Ichigo are going side by side. Henchman taps the back of RJL. Oh, no! There's another pileup once again in turn 2. Henchman, does he have for wing damage? I'm not so sure, but at least one person has damage based off of that contact. Everyone's going so far so well. Right now, Fathercorn is now your fastest soft runner right now, pressuring DXT Ichigo on the hards in front of him. But so far, so good from the rest of the Tier 4 pack.
Yeah, Fathercorn now leading the soft runners. He's currently sitting in P7 and is already right on the back of the Haas driver of Ichigo. He's 3/10 back at the moment. That could possibly close up as Ichigo on those mediums. Fathercorn, though, he gets it 3 seconds, so he's pushing the limits a little bit too much. And now he is the first one to get a track limit penalty. That's not going to help him at all, so he really needs to really just pick up the pace and get ahead of all these drivers. But the top 3 staying stationary for now. Janesb on the back of Valkyrie. 2.5 between Phantom and Valkyrie. So Phantom is absolutely pulled away from the McLaren. And that's allowing Janesb to be right on the back of the McLaren. Is probably going to go for a move into turn 1. Gets a really good exit there. And he's going to be in the slipstream. They're getting really close to the fast chicane. You do not want to make an overtake there or go wheel to wheel. It's super, super risky. But they managed to keep it clean. I think everybody, for the most part, keeping it clean. Janesb now pulls out to the left-hand side of Valkyrie. They are probably both using their ERS for the right now. Janesb now slotting it behind Valkyrie. Is going to dive in on the inside of turn 1. Definitely thinks about it, but doesn't get it done. Bit of a position change further behind, though, as now Ichigo is up into P5. Fathercorn, though! Fathercorn is right on the back of Ichigo right now. Remember, he's on those softs. He needs to get past Ichigo as soon as possible. He's got the run. He's got the slipstream. He doesn't have DRS, though, but he is using that battery. Is he going to go for a move into turn 3? He dives on the inside nearly, but he's just slots behind for the time being. And it's going to stay P6 for the time being, and that 3 second is not going to help him either, as if that 3 second stays, he's going to drop to possibly, I think, out of the points almost. So Fathercorn really needs to get a move on. One person that's definitely getting a move on right now is BRL Phantom, leading this Grand Prix by 5 seconds right now. So Phantom absolutely making the most out of those tires, getting away from everyone behind, ideally getting ahead of...
Crash.
Oh, yeah, that is a crash. That is Redeemer again. It's gone from bad to worse to just absolutely terrible for the Alfa Romeo. And he now has front wing damage. He's still in this race, though. So he's probably going to hope for other people to possibly collide and cause a bit of a pile-up, basically, to get anything out of this. Taco's currently pressurizing Avi for P7. Remember, Taco's... he's actually on the hards, interestingly. So Taco's just having a little bit more pace at the time being. Henchman, interestingly, remember he had that moment at turn 2. He's continued on. He's currently sitting P9. He is gaining. Phantom setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Janesb, though, he's on the left-hand side of Valkyrie for the time being. He is using that ERS, but it's just not going to be enough. So he's going to wait for the DRS into turn 3. He's going to have to watch out, though, because look who's closing behind. KB21 and Ichigo. Fathercorn, surprisingly not entirely catching up to Ichigo for the time being. It's currently sitting at 5/10 for the time being. Now Janesb has a DRS, using that ERS as much as possible. Wheel to wheel. The Valkyrie on the left, Janesb on the right. There's a collision. That is slightly off. There's more contact. Valkyrie's lost his front wing. So Janesb and Valkyrie have collided, and that's a 5th.
Another safety car.
That's a 5th.
But why? Who is retired?
I'm not entirely sure. This is the same thing as it was in realistic, they have 5 safety cars. So Baku is really known for his safety cars, isn't it?
But no one's retired. I think they just based it off of Valkyrie's collision with Janesb, which, I mean, he's still carrying on. He didn't stop on the track fully and cause a hazard, but oh well. I mean, Gabe, if you want to do that. I'm not sure if Phantom will use this gap to his advantage, maybe pit for softs. I'm not sure if he has the gap to do it. Janesb is on the hards, though. He might get pressurized by Father Korn and KP21 and Ichigo on the mediums in front and behind him, sorry. But 6 laps to go. I think there would be 2 laps of safety car. And he will be... Yeah, and there will be like around 4 to 3 laps of racing. Is Phantom going to go into the pits?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Will Janesb follow, though, and the rest of the grid behind him?
Avi gets a 5-second time penalty for colliding with Taco, so that's not gone well. So far, Phantom's the only one that's pitted.
Interesting.
Aside from Valkyrie, who has to pit due to damage. Avi is pitted as well. So has, I think, Tacos and RJL. So that is very interesting from Phantom. He could have stayed out. He had the pace over Janesb because he was on those mediums, while Janesb is on those hards, so he definitely had the pace. So he's probably going to go for a late race charge. He's currently sitting in P6. He's not the highest soft runner, though. The highest soft runner now goes to Father Korn. Father Korn is now sitting in P4, but remember that 3-second time penalty. That could definitely hamper his race right now. We'll have to wait and see. But now, instead of Phantom leading the pack, it is now Janesb. So Janesb, your championship leader. Let's not forget about that. He's leading the championship 12 points over Phantom. Sitting P1. Phantom's currently sitting in P6. He's going to extend that gap even more. But we'll have to wait and see. Lap 21 of 26. This could possibly go down to the wire. And Janesb is also going to have to be careful because KP21, he's sitting in P2 at the moment. He's on those mediums. He has the pace advantage. Same with Ishigo. Same with Father Korn. Everybody behind Janesb, if anything, has a pace advantage over him. So Janesb is really going to have to defend this if he wants to get this win, or at least a podium. So this is going to be a very interesting end for Janesb. Let's see if he can manage to hold off everyone. It's going to be a very difficult ask, especially from Phantom. Remember what I mentioned before. Bahrain. He made a late race charge to manage to take the win from basically being first, last, first again, then P10, and then first again. He has the racecraft. He needs to get past both the soft runners ahead of him, Father Korn and Henchman, and then at that point, he just has to use absolutely everything to get past everyone else. So Phantom is going to be one to watch out for. Janesb is going to be one to watch out for. Everyone, like you said before as well, anyone could win this Grand Prix.
Yeah, and I mean, Phantom being only the third highest soft runner, he can probably just sit behind Henchman and Father Korn while they overtake Janesb and Ichigo and maybe capitalize on Father Korn's penalty and overtake Henchman. You know, there's a lot of strategies involved here, but I mean, me knowing Ichigo especially, Ichigo's not going to back down off of a fight. Is that someone pitting? Yeah, that is Henchman pitting. So Phantom...
That's helping Phantom ever so much more.
Yeah, with Father Korn's penalty, it's going to be interesting, but yeah, Ichigo's definitely not the easiest person to get by. Seeing Father Korn, I think it was Father Korn and Janesb trying to overtake him. KP21 and Janesb also both fighting for the title against Phantom, who is on those fresh softs. It's going to be very, very exciting ending to this Grand Prix.
Yes, it is. And when the safety car comes in this lap, which surely it should, we will have 4 laps of just pushing to the absolute limit on these tires. So you just really have to watch out for everyone, because everyone can win this. Phantom is ideally could be in the box seat. Janesb is in the box seat as well, leading this race. But remember, on the hards, we cannot deny that the hards do not have the pace compared to the mediums. So he's going to have to give it absolutely everything. He has to basically park that car like a brick wall. He's going to have to make that the widest AlphaTauri known to man. So it's going to be very, very difficult for the AlphaTauri. Speaking of AlphaTauri, look where their position. They're 1 and 4. They had 1 and 2 in Spain. Could they possibly get another double podium? We'll have to see. Father Korn's going to have to do a lot of overtaking and ideally pull a gap. That's going to be difficult compared to what Phantom is doing, because Phantom is on the younger softs, and he undoubtedly has the pace. Safety car should be in this lap. No doubt about it. Yes, it is. So safety car is in this lap. It's now to Janesb, your championship leader, to lead the way on the hard compounded tires. He's going to have to play really careful. He's probably going to want to just shorten the straight down to turn 1 so nobody can pass him, especially KP21. He's on those mediums. He's going to want to get ahead of Janesb as soon as possible. He knows he has the pace compared to Janesb. Same with Ishigo. Janesb is really the one with the most pressure at the moment, and he's already going. That is a very interesting call. So Janesb already going. He's actually caught out KP21 already. 0.6 between them. So Janesb just really trying to call as early as possible. Race is now resumed. I was about to say there was a yellow flag. No, there isn't. Now lap 23 of 26. There shouldn't be a safety car anymore. Janesb going really wide though. That's not going to help him. So he didn't get exactly a good turn 1. KP21 right on the back of him. Watch out for Phantom though. Remember, sitting P5. Youngest softs. And he is no doubt going to try and pressurize the AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri of Father Korn also trying to pressurize Ishigo for a podium, but that 3 second, he's going to have to be careful. And, well, now Janesb is actually starting to pull away. The gap between first and second right now kind of staying stationary for the time being. Phantom is sent in around the outside of Father Korn. That is crucial for Phantom, as now he is up into P4, and he's going to no doubt try and get up into P3 ahead of Ishigo. He is absolutely already going to make a charge, and he is closing ever so much more on the Haas of Ishigo. In which Ishigo, he had a podium last week. He's going to want to do it again, but he's going to have a lot of pressure. Oh, Father Korn makes a really big mistake. That's going to allow Baldguy to get ahead of him. Maybe RJL as well. We'll have to wait and see, but Phantom already just right on the back of Ishigo. Those softs absolutely working a treat for him. 1.1 second between Janesb and KP21. 0.3 between Ishigo and KP21. And 0.3 between Ishigo and Phantom. These three are super close. Ishigo especially, there's a yellow flag. That is Redeemer again. He's DNF'd. Please let that not be a safety car.
No, that's the limit of 5.
Father Korn is out as well.
But there's going to be a lot of overtaking here, especially from the top 3 here. Ishigo is looking for a move from KP21.
Has 17 people, I'm sorry, 18 people in this race. Now down to P10. Ishigo, I think, made a bit of a mistake. And look at that. Phantom is going wheel to wheel with Ishigo. He is passed. I think that might have been a bit of a team move. I'm not entirely sure, but Ishigo just willing not to fight that right now. And now moves up into P3 and is going to try and catch up to KP21 for P2. And then try and chase after Janesb, but he has to get past that Red Bull as soon as possible. We're going to go on board with the Alfa Romeo driver in this castle in the castle section, just slotting behind the Red Bull for the time being. He's going to want to make sure not to hit the wall there, and he doesn't do that, so he keeps it cautious for now. But, oh, there's a bit of contact between KP21 and Phantom. Phantom has a bit of a run, but he backs off for now, so he's thinking that going little wheel there is not the best way to go. He will slot behind in P2 for the time being. He's going to have a long DRS straight, and there's a little bit more contact. Phantom's basically pushing KP21 right now through these corners, as he knows he has a pace advantage, and he needs to get past as soon as possible. He has the run out of that corner. He has the slipstream. Can he get a move done on the main straight? When he crosses the line, he's only going to have 2 laps to catch up to Janesb. He has the softs, but you can catch someone, but can you overtake? Right now, Phantom proving, yes, you can. You can overtake. KP21 right now, defending the inside. Could Ishigo possibly go for a Phantom possibly go for a late braking move. He's extending the corner, though. That's not what he wants to do. He makes contact with him again. He's not going to want to do that. He's risking front wing damage. Is he going to get a good run out of here? He's
practically
basically being
pushing
blocked
him.
through that corner. He's got the DRS. He's on the right-hand side. KB21 is going to have to be really careful. They make contact once again. He's really on the wall. Holy moly. Phantom, though, gets ahead of KB21. My voice is gone there, basically, by how loud I was.
This is going to be a repetition of Bahrain this season now. Phantom catching up to his championship rival, James B. Well, KB21 now. Formerly KB21, but now it is James B. He's really closing in. He's got 1.5 laps to do it. He's going to have the DRS if he just keeps it clean for this lap on James B.
He's going to have to be careful because remember, these walls can definitely bite. He may have the pace advantage on those softs, but he's going to have to be careful. While that's going down, Ishigo looking for a bit of a move on KB21. RJL getting past Bald Guy as well, so Bald Guy may have had a bit of a moment. But Phantom, he has the DRS on the penultimate lap. He set a purple sector 2. He's gonna have the DRS, no doubt. He has the slipstream. He has enough battery. James B doesn't have that much battery compared to Phantom, so Phantom will no doubt have the lead here. He has the slipstream. He pulls out to the left-hand side, and Phantom sails past the AlphaTauri. BRL Phantom, who sets the fastest lap, is now leading the Grand Prix once again on the last lap. Oh, and Ishigo! No, sorry, not Ishigo, KB21. KB21's got straight on into turn 1.
That might have been
KB21,
contact.
he was sitting on a podium. No.
Yep, he was sitting in a podium. Now he's in the bottom places of this race in the final lap. Valkyrie as well going against Avi. Has the DRS. He's going to pull really late on the left-hand side. On the inside, late braking, and makes the move done against Avi. Avi extends off the track and has to yield the position. But Phantom, wow, just timed it perfectly. Oh, that's...
I just saw Avi hit the wall there in turn 2. But as long as Avi just keeps on the track. But yeah, Phantom, I said he was the one to watch out for after the safety car. He has to have all those moves done in just 4 laps. He has made those moves. He's made those moves in less than 4 laps. He's done it in 3. He has made it absolutely work. And now he's leading the Grand Prix. James B does not have the DRS. It's really close, though. I think Phantom just kind of hanging back a little bit. I think he knows he's got this. Phantom, I think this might be, as long as he keeps it clean through this, in which that's exactly what he does. He's done everything he needed to do. He knows he's starting to weave a little bit on the track. He knows he's going to cross the line first. He's going to get his 2nd win of the season, and he's going to win the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. James B, his championship rival, sells in P2. Ishigo and Tacos. Tacos has just gotten Ishigo for P3.
Oh, and
Tacos has just managed to get onto the podium.
KB21 is DNF'd.
Oh no!
That ruins his point streak. All out of that S section. Another driver being caught out of that. That is, what is that? I mean, 9, 10 drivers affected by this race. That's more than Monaco, drivers who've crashed out of this race and retired. That is insane.
Wow, that race was not short of action whatsoever. Take a bow, Phantom. You have done what you needed to do, and you have won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in style. James B, he tried to hold off for so long, but he doesn't quite get P1. He will get P2, though, so very well done to him. And Tacos as well. Take a bow. Taking P3 just ahead of Ishigo, getting, I think, his first podium of the season.
First podium.
Oh.
Insane. those final laps were just wow.
That was, despite the 5 safety cars, we still had loads of action. There it is. Your winner at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, BRL Phantom. He gets his second win and will close the gap between himself and Janesb in the championship. Janesb will still lead though, but the gap has gone down significantly. Tacos, he gets his first ever podium, and I believe in only just a couple races of his. So he's made it absolutely work. Just getting ahead of Ishigo on the main straight. In case you haven't noticed, my voice is kind of gone.
Yeah. Not even one driver has done one stop this race. That is how influential the safety cars have been in this race. Insane. And Tacos F1, Tacos from 14th to 3rd.
Yep, he has managed to cut through the field and get his way up into a podium. And look at the gap between him and Ishigo. 9 thousandths. Super close. But yeah, that is your podium. Those are your results. And all I need to say is take a bow.
Yeah, Janesb doesn't have a mic, I forgot.
Yeah, that's correct. Apologies for that. So, unfortunately, Janesb will not be able to join us for interviews. Drivers, be sure to take the box up at the top in the party to include your audio in this stream. And, well, I'm not entirely sure where to start, so I guess we shall start with who finished P3 just. So you can go ahead and take that one, Feta.
Yeah, Tacos, I mean, you were sitting really quietly in the midfield for most of the race, but those 5 safety cars, you really played it well, and you kept your nose clean, and you got your first podium in BRL. I mean, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling amazing, dude. Like, second race with y'all on my first ever podium. I'm very happy.
Just talk through us through your race. Like, were you bored because of how many safety cars, or just, your strategy?
No, I was thinking about going mediums and then pit for hards to tire save. And then the second safety car, I was like, okay, see what happens. So I pitted on my hards. And on the very last safety car, I pitted on my softs, and then I just charged through the field. That was an amazing drive.
That final
Amazing
overtake with
drive it
Ichigo
was.
as well. That was, yeah, I think that's the really good highlight of your podium. I mean, you wouldn't have gotten the podium without it.
I'm happy. I got driver of the day
As you
too.
should be.
Yes, sir.
9 thousandths between you and Ishigo. I just want to mention. That is basically nothing. Just managed to get that. I don't know what to say about that, really.
I wish I was screaming because you could not screaming. I wish I was screaming because you could have heard me go, yeah! I was so happy.
I'm not surprised that you were. Congratulations to you on your first podium. Very well deserved. From starting in P14 as well. Outside of the points, they managed to get a podium. So you have made a charge, and a charge that has benefited you. So well done to you. And unfortunately, Janesb is not able to join us for his interview for P2. So shall move along to Phantom. What is there to really say? You started P3. Those 5 safety cars obviously had a huge impact on your strategy. But I think we need to talk about those last 4 laps. You were sitting in P5. You had 4 laps to make 4 overtakes, and you did it in just 3. I know you had the pace advantage, but the fact that you had to claw your way through everyone to get your second win. What do you have to say, really? Because I'm just in shock.
Honestly, it was a hectic race. Like, strategy on my end was changing every single time with safety car. Like, it was a huge question of whether to stay out or pit for new tires, and I went with the new tires and just try to deal with everyone who was on older tires in front of me and just have the new tire pace advantage, and it worked out fairly well. But yeah, that last 4 laps, I knew I had to get past the guys if I wanted to catch Janes on the hards, because that DRS is going to be a huge advantage towards the end as well.
Hey, yep, and that's exactly the case. And well, you've managed to pull it through, and ideally, you have closed the gap between yourself and your championship rival, Janesb. It's only round 6, but what are you thinking about this season? Do you think you are able to compete for the championship, considering how this season has gone so far?
It's definitely going to be a close fight with Janes and all the other guys. I believe Bald Guy as well. So I'm not going to say it's totally locked for sure, but it's going to be a lot closer once we get towards like Mexico and USA towards the end of the calendar. But I'm definitely looking forward to this season so far.
Yeah, and one last thing to also say, you know what next race is next week. It is not only my home track, but your home track as well. So, considering the fact that next race is going to be Canada, do you think you are able to put on a good show for everyone over in Montreal?
I'll definitely have some pace. I don't know for the other drivers, but right now the only struggle for me is that last chicane for the championship wall. But other than that, I can't wait for next week.
None of us can't wait. We want it to happen, but we still have plenty of races to go. And Tacos, considering the fact that next race is Canada, do you think you can put on a show there as well and get another podium or even the win?
Hopefully. I mean, if I get a drive next week, then I'll be very happy.
Oh yeah, that's true. You're a reserve. That's right. I forgot about that.
I'm trying to fight for this Ferrari seat, my favorite car.
Well, you shall. I know for a fact you're going to try your very hardest. And, well, no doubt it was very clear that you have the pace. You just have to just basically absolutely send it. But congratulations to you, and congratulations to Phantom, your second win of the season. And congratulations to Janesb as well for getting P2 on those hards. You didn't have the pace advantage, but you definitely managed to make it work. So well done to all three of you. And that is going to be everything from Feta and I. Unless, Feta, do you have any comments?
No, that is it for me.
Alrighty then. But that is going to be everything then from myself and Feta. But be sure to tune in tomorrow, because tomorrow, at the same times as Tier 3 and Tier 4, 8 p.m. EST and 10 p.m. EST. First we have Tier 2, and then we have Tier 1, so be sure to tune in tomorrow for that. But that is going to be everything for Breakout Racing League here today. And, well, good day, good night, good evening, whatever your time zone is. Just basically just have a good time.